In the wilderness, as the Israelites journeyed under the leadership of Moses, the Lord called him to ascend Mount Sinai, where God would reveal his covenant and the laws for his people. Amid the thunder and lightning upon the mountain, God spoke directly to Moses, providing him with the design of a sacred object that would symbolize his holy presence among his people, the Ark of the Covenant. God's voice was clear and exacting as he described the ark's construction. They shall make an ark of shittim wood. 2 cubits and a half shall be the length thereof, and 1 cubit and a half the breadth thereof, and 1 cubit and a half the height thereof. Exodus 25:10 KJV. The choice of shittim wood, a resilient, fragrant acacia wood, was significant. It symbolized strength and endurance, qualities that God desired for his people. God instructed that this wooden ark should be overlaid with pure gold, both inside and out, to reflect his holiness and purity. Thou shalt overlay it with pure gold, within and without shalt thou overlay it, and shalt make upon it a crown of gold round about. Exodus 25:11 KJV. This crown of gold symbolized the divine sovereignty of God, enthroned as the eternal king, his presence hovering over the ark as he reigned over his chosen people. The ark's cover, known as the mercy seat, was to be crafted from pure gold. And thou shalt make a mercy seat of pure gold. 2 cubits and a half shall be the length thereof, and 1 cubit and a half the breadth thereof. Exodus 25:17 KJV. The mercy seat represented a place of atonement, where once a year, the high priest would sprinkle sacrificial blood to cover the sins of the people, symbolizing the mercy of God extended toward them. Flanking the mercy seat, God instructed Moses to place 2 cherubim, heavenly beings whose wings would be outstretched, covering the mercy seat, and whose faces would look upon one another. And the cherubims shall stretch forth their wings on high, covering the mercy seat with their wings, and their faces shall look one to another. Toward the mercy seat shall the faces of the cherubims be. Exodus 25:20 KJV. These cherubim symbolized the holiness of God and the reverent worship of his angelic hosts, a reminder of the purity and sanctity required to approach God. Within this sacred ark, Moses was commanded to place the 2 stone tablets upon which God had inscribed the 10 Commandments with his own hand. These tablets represented God's covenant with Israel, his holy laws, and his righteous standards, which they were called to obey. In later years, additional sacred items would be stored within the ark, including a golden pot of manna, a reminder of God's miraculous provision in the wilderness, and Aaron's rod that budded, symbolizing God's divine selection of Aaron and his descendants for the priesthood. The Lord then made a profound promise to Moses, saying, "And there I will meet with thee, and I will commune with thee from above the mercy seat, from between the 2 cherubims which are upon the ark of the testimony." Exodus 25:22 KJV. The ark would be the place of divine communion, where God would manifest his presence and speak directly to Moses, providing guidance for his people. It was a place where heaven touched earth, where the Almighty would dwell among his people, setting the ark apart as a sacred symbol of God's abiding presence and covenant. The Ark of the Covenant represented the sacred bond between God and Israel, a reminder of his laws, his holiness, and his desire to dwell among his people. It called the Israelites to approach God with reverence, humility, and obedience. The story of the ark remains a testament to the unchanging holiness of God, his covenant faithfulness, and his willingness to be near to those who follow his commands.